Om Amriteshwarye Namaha. My humble pranams at the lotus feet of our beloved Amma. Vidya dadati vinayam, vinayat yati patratam, patratvad dhanam apnoti, dhanat dharmam tatas sukham. Education does not fill our minds, it makes us humble. That humility makes us truly deserving. And when we are deserving, success follows. Not just in grades or salaries, but in life. And when success is guided by values, it brings lasting peace, purpose, and happiness. That, dear students, is what we hope you discover at Amrita, not just what to learn, but how to live. Dear esteemed guests, cherished parents, beloved students, on this day that celebrates the truest wealth one can ever possess, education, I greet you the Amrita way, Namah Shivaya, which means I bow to the divine in you, to the light of awareness within you, to the spirit of hope and learning that brings us all together today. Today is just not another orientation, it's a threshold moment, a celebration of dreams starting to stir, of childhood hands letting go so that the wings can unfold, of nervous joy in young hearts stepping into future wide and wonderful, and of proud, brave parents watching them from the sidelines with eyes that gleam. Let us take a moment to offer our gratitude to our respected dignitaries, Mr. Narahari, our Director, Dr. Manoj, our Principal, School of Engineering, Dr. Sriram Devanathan, and our Principal, School of Computing and School of AI, Dr. Gopalakrishnan, our Vice Chairpersons, Dr. Nipun and Dr. Vinita, and all our amazing faculty who light the path with wisdom and unwavering dedication. To our always supporting, non-teaching staffs, and above all, to you, dear parents, who taught your children to walk, holding their tiny fingers, to speak, to dream, and today, with trembling pride, you send them into a new world, carrying just not books and bags, but your hopes, your values, and your love. To you, we offer our deepest namaskaram, our deepest pranams. We honor your trust, we cherish your courage. On behalf of Amrita School of Engineering, Amrita School of Computing, and Amrita School of Artificial Intelligence, we offer our heartiest congratulations to each and every student sitting here. You have just not entered a college, you have entered a temple of transformation, a garden of growth, a cradle of character. Welcome to Amrita, #1 private university in India, but more than ranking, what truly matters is that at Amrita, minds are sharpened, values are deepened, and leaders are born with humility and heart. To all the wonderful parents tuning in from the adjacent halls, and few are here, to the mothers who slipped in that extra spoonful of ghee, packed the second dabba just in case they feel hungry, and tucked in love between the layers of probably chakli and pickles, especially for the hostler kids, and to the fathers who may have typed best engineering colleges near me into Google, not once, but possibly several times, cross-checking rankings, distances, placements, and weather forecast, all in silent service of their child's future. Though you may not be seated in the same hall, many of them are seated in the adjacent hall, your presence fills everywhere here. Your prayers echo in every corner. Your hopes walk beside your child today. And your sacrifices, they are seen, they are honored, they are deeply felt from all of us here at Amrita. Our pranams, our gratitude, our promise, we will take care of your children as our own. Now let me say this from heart and say it loud, you have made the right choice. Here, your child is just not a roll number. They are a name, a voice, a story in the making. They will be seen, heard, guided, and cared for. At Amrita, they will be challenged, yes, to think harder, to work smarter, to be kind, to be courageous, to make mistakes, and then to rise stronger. But here's the key. Dear students, you have to choose to show up, to gear up, to step up, because this place is rich with opportunity for those who dare to grow. Our brand new, wide-eyed, bright-hearted first year our precious new babies of Amrita. Welcome home. You have come from every corner of country and beyond. From this day on, this just isn't your campus. This is your family. You belong here and you are loved. To the pioneers of computer science, to the words Jnanam Vijnanam Sahitam, welcome to the command center of tomorrow. Your curiosity will turn into code, where you won't just use softwares, you will create it. From building life-changing applications to shaping the next digital revolution, this is your launch pad. Your tools, logic, innovation, GitHub, and yes, a healthy dose of Stack Overflow. You're the future architects of the digital world. And your journey, it all begins here, right now. Let this day is just not a welcome, it is your sankalpa, a sacred resolve, a promise that you will fall and rise, that you will seek meaning, not just marks, that you will grow not only in skill but in soul, that even when your dreams soar very high, your roots will stay rooted. And one day, when you walk across in your graduation attire, you will definitely look back at this moment, and I hope your heart will whisper, "This is where I became me." Let us give a huge round of applause to our esteemed guests, our dearest new students, to their incredible parents. On behalf of everyone in Amrita family, with all our love from every corner of the sacred institution, I offer my pranams to everyone here. We are humbled and we are greatly acknowledge your presence with us here today. Let me once again acknowledge the gracious presence of our chief guest, Mr. Narahari. Welcome, sir. Let us acknowledge the presence of our gathered members of Amrita, Director Dr. Manoj, Principal School of Engineering, Dr. Sriram Devanathan, Principal School of Computing and School of AI, Dr. Gopalakrishnan, Vice Chairpersons, Dr. Nipun and Vinita, heads of various departments. I humbly acknowledge the presence of all the teaching fraternity, the staff, and our dear students who volunteered, our senior students who have volunteered to help us with today's event. Thank you and welcome. Dear students, you all might have lit the lamp today, right? The earthen lamp, yes? You found it nice? A quiet joy, a spark of positivity? That's Amrita. So welcome to Amrita again. As we now begin this auspicious session, let us once again invoke the light, the eternal guide, not as a ritual, but as an indication that just like this flame, your journey too is meant to shine, to guide not just yourself, but the world around you. And for this devout gesture, may I warmly invite on stage our esteemed guest, Mr. Narahari, our beloved director, Dr. Manoj, Principal School of Engineering, Dr. Sriram Devanathan, Principal School of Computing and School of AI, Dr. Gopalakrishnan, Chairpersons of the Department of CSC and AI, Dr. Nipun and Dr. Vinita. I request the audience to please rise. शुभम करोति कल्याणम आरोग्यम धन संपदा शत्रु बुद्धि विनाशाय दीप ज्योतिर नमोस्तुते दीप ज्योति परब्रह्मा दीप ज्योतिर जनार्दना दीपो हरतु मे पापम दीप ज्योतिर नमोस्तुते. I fold my hands before the light that brings prosperity, auspiciousness, good health, abundance of wealth, and destruction of enemies' intellect. I fold my hands before the Lord, the maintainer of this creation in the form of this light. I adore this light, which destroys all the pains resulting from my omissions and commissions. Light symbolizes knowledge, and darkness, ignorance. The Lord is the knowledge principle, Chaitanya, who is the source, the enlivener, and the illuminator of all knowledge. Hence, light is worshipped as the Lord Himself. Thank you, sir. Thank you, professors. And thank you all the parents for your prayers, blessings, and goodwill. We have our student, Miss Anagha, rendering the invocation song.
ध्यायामो धवलावगुण्ठनवती तेजोमयीं नैष्टकीं स्निग्धापाङ्गविलोकिनीं भगवतीं मन्दस्मितश्रीमुखीं वात्सल्यामृतवर्षिणीं सुमधुरं सङ्कीर्तनालापिनीं श्यामाङ्गीं मधुसिक्तसूक्तिम् अमृतानन्दात्मिकामीश्वरी अमृतानन्दात्मिकामीश्वरी अमृतानन्दात्मिकामीश्वरी.
Thank you, Anagha, for that soulful rendition. Before I invite our campus director, Professor Manoj, for the welcome address, I would like to take a couple of moments to brief about Sir. Some journeys are driven by ambition, others by service, and a rare like his by both. We are honored to be guided by a leader whose career spans continents, discipline, and decades of excellence. Dr. Manoj embarked on his professional journey with the Singapore Navy, serving with distinction as naval officer for 13 years, specializing in electronic warfare, a role that demanded precision, discipline, and strategic acumen. An academic at heart, Dr. Manoj holds an electrical and electronics engineering from Singapore and as well as a master's in information studies from prestigious Nanyang Technological University, Singapore, an MBA in IT management from the University of Surrey, UK. After his naval tenure, he transitioned to IT industry, first as an IT manager in an international law firm, then rising to the role of Singapore country manager for SoftBridge Solutions, an IT services firm with a presence in Japan, Singapore, and India. His professional journey then led him to Sydney, Australia, where he worked as well as an IT security analyst, diving deep into critical domain of cyber and information security. He is also a certified information system auditor, bringing both insight and integrity to the complex world of IT security. In 2007, Dr. Manoj returned to India to join Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham, where his passion for service met with his purpose, that is education. His PhD in disaster management from Amrita reflects his deep commitment to building a resilience in society, blending technological knowledge with humanitarian focus. Today, as both campus director as well as the Dean of School of Business, he continues to inspire, lead, and as well as innovate, shaping our young minds and strengthening institutional excellence. With a great pride and anticipation, may I now invite Dr. Manoj to deliver the welcome address.
Om Amriteshwari Namaha. My humble pranams to the lotus feet of my Guru Mata Amritandamayi Devi, and my humble pranams to all of you seated here. Very, very good morning to all of you. I know it's you all have looking forward to this day very eagerly, and welcome to all the people who are in this hall and as well as the other hall. First of all, I would like to welcome our guest, chief guest, Mr. Narahari, and who has taken his time to come and inspire all of you all. A very warm welcome to you, sir. And of course, the principals here, both the School of Engineering, Dr. Sriram, and the principal of Computer Science and also AI, Dr. Gopal Krishnan, as well as the vice chairs of today. It's the proud movement for the computer science group. So the vice chairs of the computer science, Dr. Vinita and Dr. Nipun, as well as all the other faculty who are going to be here for the next 4 years at least to help shape your mind. But very, very most importantly, I think it's first of all a congratulations and as well as a warm welcome to all the students who have come here, and even more important, to the parents who have taken that decision to send their children here. So again, a very, very warm welcome to all of you to this Bangalore campus, School of Computing. And it's very nice to see so many fresh faces. It happens every year, and we are very eager to see how we can actually help be part of, to shape your life and be part of your life. Now, in fact, my son is also in computer science. He's in 3rd year, not in this campus, he's in the Amritapuri campus. As you know, I've come here because in the service of Amma, and my family lives there. So again, but it's all the same syllabus, same opportunities. In fact, I would say a lot of opportunities are here. And I have seen his growth, and I'm very, very happy to see, to understand from him what are the opportunities that he and his friends, all of them have taken. And I'm very, very convinced that these sort of opportunities don't happen in most places in India. So I think it's a brilliant decision that you all have taken to come to Amrita. Now, one of the things about Amrita is not just the, these jobs. People come here, what can I get at the end of the 4 years? Do I get a job? Can I go for my master's? Can I go and do my PhD? So these are all things that people have come with aspirations. But what I can say in Amrita, it's much more than that. If you look at what we are here for. So why did our Guru, Sri Mata Amritanand Devi, who is the Chancellor of the university, why did she give this university to India? That's definitely driven by purpose. And if you look at, you've seen, if you can walk around, you will see the vision, mission of the university. And if you look at the vision, there's primarily the first thing is education for living and education for life, which is something very, very important. Very, it's instilled in the minds and in the way that we do things. So what is education for life, and what is the difference between education for life and education for living? Education for living is what all computer science program or all engineering program tries to do. At the end of the day, how do you make a living? And that's guaranteed because, we have fantastic professors, brilliant academicians, researchers who make sure that you all get to know what is happening right there in the world right now. And in fact, computer science is growing so fast that you will have to know what's going to happen in 2 years, in 3 years. And that's not easy, because that means we have to keep thinking so that we can get you to keep thinking, right? So that's education for living. But education for life is about how you live a life. And that, while we may have classes and we have life skills and all of those things, that's just part of it. Observing and being in this presence of the way that Amrita does, you can see it subtly changes your mind, changes the way that you develop and the values that you get. It may be not just in class, it could be, the people that have come here, You can see a lot of brahmacharis who are here in the campus. They're all from our parent organization. The way that things are done, there may not be excesses. It's not an opulent kind of environment here, but at the same time, we make sure that we give you what is required for you to be able to understand the your subjects. So it's very important that the values that you get, it's not just from classroom, it's imbibed from your faculty, the non-teaching faculty, the visits that we get from our people from various organizations. When we go and have, we do travel to our main to the ashram once, and just looking at what is more important than just making a living, just by observing, looking at opportunities in the live-in labs, for example, giving you an opportunity for the best students to go and stay in the village, using your technical knowledge to see how you can develop solutions for the problems of the poor. 75% of the population live in the villages of India. Now, can you make a difference? Isn't that why you are here? So those things are very important, and so that's why we said the first and most important vision is for you all to make sure that you learn how to live a great life, at the same time make a living. And of course, the others are all, societal impact. If you know, Amrita University is ranked number 1 again for the last 5 years in the impact ranking. What is impact ranking? What is the university here for? What's the mission of a university? Is to make an impact in society. One is to make sure that we produce students who do that impact. The other one is, as a university, while you're here, what is the impact that you make in society? So if you're Times Higher Group, we are number 1 in India in making social impact based on the SDG goals. And that's very, very important, right? And if you were to look at where the world is going through, you look at in anywhere, sustainability. AI and sustainability. These are the 2 catchphrases which are catching on right now. And we are right there. So if you've got brilliant, you've got computer science, you've got sustainability, blend, see what happens. Again, when I was growing up in Singapore, I suppose life wasn't so complex. It was a lot more simple. We knew what to do. There was fewer opportunities. And when, I always say that when you have less choices, there is less chance of you making a mistake. So when you have more choices, then, you could always have made a better choice. So that's just how it is. But what the choices that you all have, how do you make those choices? But once you have made that choice, how do you continue with that and make sure that you see what are the opportunities that you have? Those are very important. And one of the things I think in your generation, and in fact, I remember telling my son as well, is how do you learn? How do you have that hunger to learn? It's no more in your primary school or secondary school where they tell you, they teach you this, it just comes out, whatever that they've been taught in a different manner. It's no more that. What is demanded in the world right now is for you to be skillful in more than one subject, more than few subjects. You just have to be able to keep up with the world. Just like, the people who are in their 30s and 40s are looking over their shoulders to see what the youngsters are doing and they are being threatened. You will soon be there. You will be the ones who are threatening them. But for that, you have to make sure that you know what they know and more. And for that, you have to have that mind of, I always talk about learning how to learn. And that's one skill that we hope that you all will imbibe here or be forced to do. Because learning how to learn I think it's a much understated skill, right? So you all learn, but how do you learn new things? Very quickly, very quick turnaround time. So, as I said, but the thing is that it makes it, one way it's a lot easier because you've got so many resources at your fingertips. right? And so it will not be, as long as you are, and the faculty here are there to guide you. And so with all of that, I think you are in a great place. Amrita is a growing university. It's a tremendous number of the campuses. I mean, the number of campuses that we have grown to right now is 10. I'm not sure how many of you knew that we were 10 campuses across India. And that's what makes it one of the biggest universities in India, right? And if you go anywhere across the world, everybody knows Amrita. We don't have to go and do a special presentation about Amrita. In fact, I think sometimes we feel that we are less known in India than we are across the world. So you all have come to a wonderful place. Make use of that opportunity in the next 4 years to make sure that you give yourself the best possible chance to become successful. Here's a fantastic opportunity that have been given to you, especially by your parents who have groomed, who have done whatever they can do for you to get here. Now, the rest is up to you. Okay, and so again, a very warm welcome to all of you. I'm sure that this next 4 years will be a fantastic journey, and this is something that we'll cherish for the rest of your lives. So hope you enjoy your stay here, and Om Amriteshwari Namaha.
Om Amriteshwari Namaha. I think I didn't hear properly the claps actually. Okay, it was a wonderful speech, right? So we have an eminent leader with us. It's always wonderful to have Dr. Manoj sir with us. And sir told actually about this education for life and education for living. So many of you may already you actually gone through that. And one thing actually in a nutshell I want to tell you like that, the difference of pursuing engineering in Amrita and other institution is like the difference between a snake which is crawling in the garden and snake which is rolling in the Shiva's neck. The value. So here we are not only, I think it deserves a clap, right? So here not only we are giving you the syllabus, the value is very, very important. That's why sir told, here it is called what? Sustainability, compassion driven research. These things now you can hear, but very, very soon you are going to be witness it. And thank you for your wonderful words, sir. Our beloved director, Dr. Manoj sir, in his every stage of life, he serves nation, whether it is army or academia. When he was in army field, he safeguarded the borders. When he became academician, he is strengthening the backbone of the nation. I'm mentioning the backbone as my dear students. You are the backbone of the nation. I request the parents who sit in the next hall, make the live session more livelier by the claps. We can witness from here. I think they are clapping now. So, for any movie, director is the captain of the ship, guiding the story, the cast and the crew. Similarly, our director, Dr. Manoj sir, leads with vision, purpose and direction. Behind every great scene in a film is a director. Similarly, behind every success in our institution is a leader, our director, Dr. Manoj sir. Thank you so much, sir. To formally welcome our honored chief guest, Mr. T.R. Narahari, I would like to invite Dr. Manish Rajan Valvekar, Orientation Program Coordinator, to present a bouquet as a token of our profound respect and gratitude. Your presence adds immense value to our event today, sir. I would like to call Ms. Pooja to introduce our chief guest of the day.
Thank you, Kumaran sir. That was a great way of introducing. It's my distinct honor to introduce our esteemed guest for today, that is Mr. Narahari. Mr. T.R. Narahari brings over 33 years of rich experience in the field of ASIC, VLSI, and SOC Silicon Engineering, spanning the entire RTL to GDS2 flow, silicon production, and strategic silicon planning. At Sign-Off Semiconductor, he currently leads engineering efforts, Senior Vice President, driving innovation and execution across complex silicon programs. Previously, Mr. Narahari served as Vice President at Mimo Wireless, where he was instrumental in shaping the silicon strategy for LTE Cat 1 and NB IoT designs. His responsibilities includes pre-sales support, business development, contributing significantly to MIMO's growth in wireless semiconductor solutions. Prior to that, he held a key engineering leadership roles at prominent organizations such as LSI, Logic, Avago, Intel India, Open Silicon, and as well as Wipro. During this time, he successfully managed and delivered several high-impact silicon tape-outs. A hands-on technologist at heart, Narhari has deep expertise in ASIC backend design, including synthesis, DFT, placement, floor and power planning, clock tree synthesis, and tape-out. He has worked extensively with industry-standard EDA tool chains for synopsis, cadence, and mentoring. With utmost reverence, may I invite our chief guest, Mr. Narhari, to address the gathered.
Good morning, everybody. First of all, I'm thankful to Almighty God and thankful to Amma for having me here. It's a privilege to be here among the august audience and respected dignitaries, Dr. Manoj, Dr. Ram, Dr. Gopalakrishnan, Dr. Nipun Kumar, and Dr. Vinita. So I believe we have both electronics and computer science dignities here. So welcome once again. So thanks for the introduction. So first of all, hearty congratulations to the new batch, new joinees who are joining here and joining the prestigious institute called Amrita Institute. I mean, there can be no better choice than joining one of the prestigious and institutes. So you're actually going to learn, as Dr. Manoj said, there's a learning for life and learning for living here. And there's no other institute, no other better institute than Amrita. So congratulations to parents who have actually done all the prior hard work, the mothers, and the Amma. I mean, we call Mataji as Amma here, and there are several mothers here who have come here to see their children join this prestigious institute. Congratulations to you as well. It's a great choice you've done, and this is a great choice. And coming to electronics, right? This is another congratulations for you for choosing electronics as your subject. So as you see right now, if you see, electronics is everywhere. I mean, everywhere, everybody has got a cell phone, smartphone in their hands. The central engineering is done by electronics, right? So the smartphone, the revolution that is there. Computer science students. Yeah. Mainly the computer science students. Also there.
Yes,
yeah.
Actually it's only the computer science students.
Okay. Yeah. So I believe computer science students and are also there here primarily. Only the CSE students. Okay, only the CSE students, fine. But I think this is a more of a what do you call interdisciplinary approach. So I would probably focus, coming from the electronics background, probably I will focus on the electronics side. So here, if you look at any device, right, there are several engineering aspects of it. One is electronics aspect of it, and other is whatever is built on top, the stack that is filled, that is your software, the driver stack, the computers, the system software stack, and then the application software stack. So, so the fundamentals of all that technology revolutions that are happening, they're either on the electronics domain or in the computer science domain. So that is one thing. And second thing is the applications of it. I mean, how it's getting used finally by the society at large, right? So we have these devices which are useful for communication, the healthcare. I mean, recently we went through a very tough time. We had the pandemic, once in a century pandemic, and many of the healthcare devices that are powering those devices are from electronics, and on top of that on computer science, using the computer science software as well. So just this, if you look at the kind of skill sets that are required, right? You are going to learn a lot about things in the first year, second year, third year, fourth year. I would delve on some of the constants that are there, right? So the takeaway from, for you, right, whether you're a computer science student or an electronics student, right? So even though life is changing very fast, I mean, technology is changing very fast in the sense that technology, I'm talking about the technology being changed very fast. For example, we talk about the age of AI now, artificial intelligence. 10 years before, nobody talked about artificial intelligence, right? And when I grow up, right, the devices, especially, how many people are actually fond of cricket here? Raise of hands. Okay, many people are cricketers, right? Cricket lovers. So when I was like growing up, that time I used to hear the commentary on the radio. Do you know what the radio, what was the components were made of? They were vacuum tubes. So a device like radio was made up of vacuum tubes. 20 years down the line, if you open up any of these electronic devices, whether it's a radio or television or a smartphone, it's the integrated circuits. Now, what is going to happen 20 years down the line? Is it going to be the same? No, it will definitely change. People are now talking about quantum computing, right, as the building block for the next 20 years. Probably in 20 years' time, just like previously vacuum tubes were there, now integrated circuits are there. 20 years down the line, it could be quantum computing, quantum computers everywhere. So technology will change. But that's not, okay, you are going to build your life or your learnings based on constants, not on changes. So you need to actually, in this institute, you are going to learn what are the constants. Especially from a background that I come, right? If you're an electronic engineer, you should focus on precision, understanding. You should not be generic in your understandings. Nanofarads, femtofarads, picoseconds. It's not general, okay, it's in seconds or some general terms. You have to be precise in your understandings. That's all the language that you're going to be taught in these institutes here. Similarly, even if I have to give an example of computer science, right? I mean, you have various Python, computer science terminologies which I'm not fully aware, but that is also, computer science also precision engineering, right? So one thing that you have to add is in your, even though technology changes fast, it's built on constants. Just like in life, it takes 24 hours for the sun to rise. That's a constant. Right? In the East, that's a constant. It takes 9 months for a baby to be born. That's a constant. Every mother knows this. That's I mean, we need to honor all our mothers who understand the pain and actually given birth to each one of us. And it's an honor to mothers. But that's built on constant. Life is built on constants. In spite of all the changes that happens, you need to actually develop constants that help you, whether it's life or living. So precision engineering is one. For electronics, for electronic engineers like many of you and even computer science, for example, understanding mathematics, fundamental mathematics is constant for both electronic graduates and engineering in computer science graduates. Signal processing. For example, if I have a phone at hand, if I actually place it here, I'll see 2 bars, but I place it here, I'll see 3 bars here on the signal line. That means signal strength is more here. What's happening behind the scene is there's a signal processing that is happening. Channel acquisition. There's a lot of algorithms that are working, right, in the software, in the phone. It's trying to understand what to pick up, which tower I need to pick up, I have to attach to, right? So that software, all things are working on the algorithms. What are the algorithms that are there? It's the same algorithm that you learn in intermediate. How many people know calculus, Fourier transforms? Raise of hands. Calculus. Okay? Okay, basic mathematics. Okay. So these are the things that, so it's not that you are going to enter into something completely different engineering stream or learning streams. What you have actually learned in your intermediate 10th, 11th, 10th class, 11th class, 12th class, or what you call PUC, you are actually built on top of that only. It's not something new. Similarly, what is built on top in the engineering first year, you'll build it on the second year, third year, fourth year. Your circuit design basics, they are taught in your first year, second year. I'm talking about electronics again, sorry. Yeah. So circuit design basics, you build on top of that in your third year, right? And similarly on the software side as well, you learn basics of, your coding skills, you learn there, you're already put out a lot of coding skills by now. There will be new languages that will come. Python was not there 10 years back, it is there now, right? So tomorrow there will be another new language. You should be ready to learn that. But the basic building block skill set that are required will be actually shown in this institute, right? So it's a lifelong learning that is going to happen. So this is my advice, right? Try to be precise. Electronics and computer science is precision engineering, right? And it's not generic. Try to be precise, and this will take you forward, right? So, and fundamentals that you have learned in your institute right now, whether in this your intermediate or your 12th class, you are going to carry that forward, the mathematics of it, the physics of it, the algorithm aspects of it, all these things you are going to carry forward. It's not going to be something new it's just a building block, one layer upon another, right? Obviously, things are changing very fast. AI, as Dr. Manoj has mentioned, AI is right now, it's an AI area. It doesn't mean that, okay, a lot of people, if they have any apprehension upon whether AI will take away jobs, I want to set it right now that AI is not going to take away any jobs for any of the engineers out there. It's going to aid in your skill set improvements. You have to take the challenge head on or understand it, right? What I can use it in a positive sense, how can I use AI as a tool, right? That's what is going to actually be the learnings for you, right? So be open for continuous learning, just as you are open to continuous learning until now. You have to continue to be open for continuous learning and look for changes that are going to happen. I mentioned about quantum computing. It's not there right now, but already if you see, there's a company just down the outer ring road on the other side near Manyata Tech Park that has got funded about $32 million just 5 days back, right? That is called, I think it's QPi. It's called QPi. It's a very funny name. It's a Pi plus AI combined name. So, if you see in India, you can see this kind of funding is happening very frequently in Silicon Valley, Bay Area. But you are seeing it right now in Bangalore, the funding that is happening for quantum computers. So very soon, you'll see that when you come out of college and when you go into actually for job, you will see quantum computing come a big way. So be receptive to those aspects of it, and this is what my advice is, right? So build your basic skills, that's a constant, and then on top of it, look for changes that are happening and be receptive to it, and then take it one step at a time. So those are the things that I want you to focus on, and I wish you all the best, and I wish all success. You have taken the first steps, and it's a great first step you have taken. Hearty congratulations for choosing the institute and choosing the electronics domain, choosing the computer science domain. These are the two domains which are actually coming together and building the rest of the domains as well. It doesn't mean that mechanical engineering is not required, because if you look at the cell phone, you require mechanical engineering as well. There also precision is required. If you want to see the camera design that is there, you require precision engineering there. You require geometry, precise geometries if you want mechanical. So everything has to come together. So whether you talk of electronic engineering, computer science engineering, electronics or mechanical engineering, the precision never goes away. That's what another constant I want to carry forward with, right, for you. You should take away with that as part of these learnings. Okay, that's all I have. Wish you all the best. And thank you for inviting me, Dr. Sriram. Dr. Sriram is, I myself go away all the way till school days. I think both me and him were actually classmates in school, Ramakrishna Vidyalaya. And Ramakrishna Vidyalaya had a similar mindset like Amrita Institute. They had a very strong learning for life mentality. They used to have these slokas, just like I heard in the morning, slokas. So we come with the same background, that kind of learning environment. And from 5th to 10th class I shared, and he was obviously the topper. So I was... And one of the things I used to admire Sriram was he used to write, his handwriting was very good, and in terms of like the flow handwriting, right? There were two guys, he and another person, another friend, Ashok. He used to write very, very neatly, and it was a different style of handwriting. And the handwriting that Sriram had was the flowing handwriting, and it was equally beautiful. Right? I used to admire. So with that, just I want to end, and I wish you all the best in life. And don't worry, I think as I said, you're in the right space. I think you've done good decisions, and this will carry you forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your wonderful words. And actually, sir told for both, not only computer science, for electronics also, we computer science are actually versatile, and engineering is transdisciplinary and interdisciplinary. The first definition of computer, what we learned is computers are electronic programmable machine, and it need electricity also. If sir talk about electricity also, we bonus. We computer science are we always welcoming all the technology. So once again, a big round of applause for Narahari sir. And one great takeaway for all of us today from sir's speech is actually about learning on constant, not on the changes. Have you understand that that's a very great thing? I'm telling you, it's one of the important takeaway of this day. Learn on the constant, not on the changes. And sir told one thing like on here that Manyata Tech Park, $32 million were sponsored for building one thing on quantum. Do you remember what's the name of the organization sir told? Anyone? Whoever told, I'll give you the pen. New. Huh? QPI. And sir told it's about PI and AI. I'm telling you, what sir told and what sir gave the information, both are having a connectivity. Sir told learning on the constant. Pi is a constant. Okay, so if you focus on the constant, you will have, you attract lot of millions of dollars. So the world is open to you. And such a humble person, Narahari sir. Actually, you look, I carefully watched when my fellow friend, Pooja, just narrating about his profile. That time, sir is actually vice president of Sign of Semiconductor. Have you noted down? Such a humble person he is talking. Sir, it's a lot of thing to learn from him actually. Sir, we are very grateful for the valuable time you spent with us, sir. And one thing I want to tell here, personally, whatever it's actually, I got inspired from his profile. Dear students, sir has experience in silicon engineering, hands-on technologist. Silicon dioxide is nothing but a major component of soil. Okay, soil by itself may not have a GDP value, but when transformed into silicon, it powers the digital world. So for the benefit of some students, GDP is nothing but a gross domestic product. It's a total value of all the goods and services produced by a country. It's like a report card for a finance, national finance. And Mr. T.R. Narahari sir is a shining example of what happens when we unlock the potential of our mother soil, from the basics of sand to the brilliance of silicon or semiconductor, silicon chips. His journey reminds us that even simplest elements like sand can create extraordinary impact. Give a big round of applause for. Also, Chief Guest was introduced as hands-on technologist. I have no wonder because his name itself, Narahari, Lord Vishnu's name. Yes, the first hands-on technologist on silica, the soil, is Lord Krishna. Just like Lord Krishna was hands-on with the soil during his childhood play, he revealed the whole universe through it. Similarly, Mr. Narahari is a hands-on technologist who works with silicon and reveals the world of technology to us. Thank you, wonderful, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for a wonderful speech.
Thank you, Dr. Kumaran. Before I invite our principal, School of Engineering, Dr. Sriram Devanathan, for his address, I would like to take a couple of moments to brief about Sir. Dr. Sriram Devanathan, our esteemed principal, School of Engineering, is a scholar par excellence. Dr. Sriram holds a rare dual PhD from Iowa State University in Chemical Engineering and Statistics. a powerful blend of precision and analysis. Not stopping there, he also holds a master's in chemical engineering and another in sociology, bringing together science, systems, and society in one brilliant mind. Before stepping into academia, he spent over a decade in the US industry working with global giants 3M Company and Lonza Biosciences across Minnesota, Texas, California, and Washington, D.C. During this time, he led global quality improvement and cost reduction projects in multiple 3M manufacturing units, turning engineering into efficiency and innovation into impact. His passion for learning and sharing led him to train more than 1,200 professionals, engineers, managers, and operators in statistical methods, software tools, and Six Sigma methodologies. His technical expertise is deep and wide, from CGMP, current good manufacturing practices, to ISO internal auditing. He has mastered the global standards of excellence. Among his many accolades are Six Sigma Black Belt training from 3M USA, ISO 9001 Internal Auditor Training USA, the prestigious 3M Pollution Prevention PACE Award, and a special citation for social service from the Mayor of Los Angeles, California. With over 23 years of rich experience, Dr. Sriram's focus today is as inspiring as it is impactful. Sustainable development with deep engagement in women's empowerment, rural upliftment, combating gender bias, and fostering resilience in tribal communities. A leader, a researcher, a mentor, and a change maker, Dr. Sriram Devanathan truly embodies Amrita's vision of education for life, not just for living. With great admiration and anticipation, may I invite Dr. Sriram Devanathan to address the gathering.
Om Amriteshwari Namaha. My humble pranams at the lotus feet of our Chancellor, Amma. Our distinguished chief guest, Mr. Narahari. Director, Dr. Manoj. My colleagues on the stage, Dr. Gopal Krishnan, Dr. Nipun, and Dr. Vinita. Other colleagues, dear students, and dear parents. Once again, a warm welcome. It's our pleasure to have you here today on this very important, momentous occasion for you, the students, and for you, the parents as well. So actually at this stage, I'm a little tempted to call Dr. Kumaran back on the stage because I think he's provided much more, I think, exciting and fun communication to you. So what is it that you would be experiencing today? Both as a parent and as a student, you would be experiencing mixed emotions. Certainly there is a mystery about it. You've probably heard from others that college is different from school. Yes. You've heard from others that Amrita is maybe different from other colleges. You are coming probably to a new city. Some of you maybe from Bangalore, but a lot of you are actually from outside of Bangalore. So you're moving to a new city that you've not seen before or that you've not lived in before. And you are going to be taking up for studies something very new as well. So there's a lot of mystery ahead for you. But mysteries can be great fun and highly motivating when it's there, when we have the right approach to it. And I think that's why you love movies, because you don't know what's coming. There is a great excitement in not knowing, isn't it? But that, unfortunately, we lose. Because we think that now our seniors may have told, somebody else may have told, and it seems like after a while the mystery is lost. So I would suggest to you, don't ever let the mystery come to an end. Let it keep you motivated. Always looking forward to the next moment and the next moment and the next moment. There's great fun in that. Now, at the beginning, I want to first talk about the field of computer science itself and your approach to it. So, our chief guest has mentioned about holding on to constants and the importance given to it as opposed to the changes that are there. Absolutely, you have to keep up with the changes. But I hope you understood his point that the constants are anchors in your life. They are indispensable. Even when a ship has reached the shore, if the anchor is not cast, what happens to the ship? It drifts away. And the same is the case with us. We need these anchors. We need these constants. Now, unfortunately, I have to share with my friend, Mr. Narahari, that the quality of my handwriting, unfortunately, has not been a constant. So it has. In fact, now, if I look at it, it looks more like chicken scratch on the sand. But I have not given up. In fact, I actually purchased some, those old notebooks which have double ruled or four ruled or something. Yeah, I'm working on it, by the way. So now, coming back to computer science. I remember when I finished my undergraduate study. By the way, do you remember what my degree was in, undergraduate degree? Does anyone remember? Yeah? Okay, great. Let's give a round of applause for it. Good memory. So chemical engineering, I finished that and then I went to the US. And now it so happened at that time, so I went on a scholarship, but the professor with whom I was supposed to work, who was supposed to guide me, just within the first 3 days when I met him, he said, "Hey Sriram, look, I think I need you to find some other guide because I've decided to take a sabbatical. And for the next 4 years, I'm going to be working on setting up some labs. I'm not going to take any PhD students, any master's students. So please find someone else." And I had actually chosen Iowa State University, intending to do some work on polymer engineering. And so then he gave this news, then I had to go around and find somebody else. And it ended up that I chose someone whose work was kind of at that interface between chemical engineering and statistics. And so that's how I ended up doing a dual major. Now the thing is, just before I went to the US, I remember one day my one uncle who lived in the colony, he said, "Hey, listen, computers are going to be a big thing. So do you know anything about it?" I said, "No, nothing." I mean, we had Fortran as a course during the 4-year B.Tech program, but I had not touched a computer nor seen one in my whole life. Okay, so whatever Fortran I learned, it was basically some line commands, and nobody paid attention to it. In fact, I remember when the Fortran class was supposed to be going on, we had bunked. I'm so sorry. I think a principal is being a bad role model here. So we had bunked and we were sitting in the canteen at that time. And we turned around in, who should we see but the teacher who was supposed to be teaching the class. He was sitting behind us in the canteen at that time. So anyway, that was the state of affairs. I'm just trying to convey to you how much Fortran I would have learnt. Okay. So anyway, I had not touched a single computer in my life. I had not even seen one. And I went to the US. And then this change happened. I couldn't get into polymer engineering. I actually chose something which turned out to be a fantastic decision in my life. But this involved complete programming for my research. I had no knowledge. Now anyway, so coming back to that, a few days before I went to the US, this uncle in the colony, he said, "Hey Sriram, do you know that computers are going to be big?" So I didn't give much importance to it because I was ignorant about this whole thing. And then he said, "Listen, I know you may not be able to pick up now before you go to the US. And you, after all, you are in chemical engineering. Maybe you don't require so much. But you should at least learn to type on the keyboard." Now, at that time, where was the keyboard? There was no computer. In the whole university, Usmania University where I studied, there was maybe 1 or 2 computers. That was the state. So he said, there is a typewriting institute nearby. You go there and you learn to type. I said, okay, somebody who's well known to me is suggesting, so I'll just go. So for 3 days I just went, half an hour each day. All I did was type ASDEF LKJ semicolon. This is all it is. This is how you learn that, right, in typewriting. And so now that was my closest experience to computers at that time when I went to the US. As I mentioned, once I went there, then everything, the research work was entirely to do with programming. By the end of that first year, the whole department was sending people to me whenever they had to debug something or whenever they needed some expert advice on programming, on Fortran. Now from zero to this in a matter of 1 year. Now it happened because I fell in love with it. Only for that reason. My IQ is, I guarantee you, my IQ is actually below, if you look at the IQ score and all that, it's below average. But only because I fell in love with it, it worked like that. And for the next few years, I remember people were just coming to me because they wanted help with coding. Now, I want you to think about the opposite of it. Suppose you, as people who will eventually end up with a computer science degree, shouldn't end up in a position where at the interview you say, I hate coding, at the end of 4 years with a computer science degree. You shouldn't end up, so today when my friend Mr. Narari asked about calculus, I was so shocked that people were not lifting their hands. How can you come to this stage if you haven't studied calculus? But there were maybe not more than 20 hands were raised in this full audience. Right? So now what you know, you should know enough to be 100% confident, isn't it? Otherwise, how will you project yourself? Suppose you go to the interview and somebody says, have you had calculus? And you don't speak up, you don't raise your hands. What will happen at the interview? So it's a training ground, right? So this is where we are saying it's not just education for a living, it's education for life. What is the constant here? Self-confidence. Without that anchor, we cannot go ahead. So whether it is with coding or anything else, what is the approach that we bring to it, isn't it? I'll give you an explanation for this. Because I hope that I can convince you about the importance of this. How many of you, I just want to know, I'm not trying to discriminate or anything like that, but just for some statistics, okay? How many of you were in the top 10 ranks in your class? Could you please raise your hands? So I'm counting about a dozen maybe, okay? Fine, thank you. And by the way, let's give them a big round of applause, all these people. Now, you've all either come through AEEE exam or JEE exam, right? So you've done that. You all have now different ranks. No, most likely no two people have the same ranks. You all have different ranks. Now, supposing I take that and put it in order and I now rank you as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Suppose there are 200 students. I go from rank 1 to rank 200. After 4 years, suppose I compare the CGPA of all the students who are here. Will it be in that same order? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You go to any university in the world. Look at the entrance exam and the scores they get, SAT, GRE, GATE, whatever you can think of, NEET, and you look at the ranks there, and then look at how they've performed throughout. It will not be the same. It will not be in that same sequence. So what's happening there? Because after all, there is some meaning and logic to that rank, isn't it? Or you can take your +2 marks and we can rank you based on that. Can we guarantee that after 4 years the ranks will be the same? Absolutely not. So why is this happening? Is there no connection between the two? Absolutely there is a connection, but it's just what happens in the meantime, what happens in these 4 years. Who has control over that? You. Each one. Individually you have control over that. So the question is, are you going to be aware of that, what's happening in that 4-year period? Or are you just going to say, what happens, happens? Kismat. So the question is, are you going to take control? Are you going to take charge, take responsibility for now? Or are you just going to say, I did well in school and blank for 4 years and then some result after 4 years? No, that would not be advisable, isn't it? So the question is, in these 4 years, how do you stay responsible? How do you stay in control? How do you stay in charge? And then what prevents you from continued success and continued high level of performance? And I think you all know the answers also for this. For all of you coming from school to college, certainly there's a great level of excitement about the freedom that you will experience. And that same freedom that you're so excited about may be a matter of great anxiety for your parents. One and the same thing. For you, excitement. For your parents, anxiety. It's actually the same thing. So now that great freedom, is it possible that it is going to affect you in a negative way? That's again in your control. All of you, if I ask you about 3 monkeys, you remember what they do, how they look, right? The 3 monkeys. People associate, for example, with the father of our nation, Mahatma Gandhiji. 3 monkeys. So one says, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil, right? So today, unfortunately, there's a 4th monkey which describes all of us. And this 4th monkey is looking like this, and essentially a combination of all 3 in a different way. See nothing, hear nothing, speak nothing. That's the 4th monkey. Now, question is, how is it that we stay aware of this 4th monkey in us? It is nowhere outside, it's in each one of us. Actually, this is not always true. Most of the time it's like this. Now this, what you have started today with the branch, there is an identification and an ownership for the branch of computer science and engineering. I think it's very important that you do not limit yourself to this. In AEEE, or if you look at the IIT JEE, you know that the top ranks get to pick a particular branch, right? So today I think the trend happens to be AI. The people with the best ranks, they are opting for AI. And then there is some progression. That changes. A few years ago, the topmost were picking mechanical. I'm not even talking about 20, 40 years ago. I'm talking about few years ago. This cycle changes. What do you think it depends on? Yeah? What do you think? Why is it changing? Job market. Definitely that's one of the things. So now you see, again like the ranks that I told you about, people are picking these. Okay, so let's say a JEE topper has picked computer science in IIT Bombay, okay, one of the best institutes in the country, or they've gone to IISc, let's say. And then somebody else who's graduated with, let's say the JEE rank was 3000, and they took civil engineering. Okay, I'm not trying to downplay civil engineering, by the way. I'm just talking about a scenario, that's all. Now, a few years later, after they graduate and then they move on with their careers, can you guarantee that across the world, all the civil engineers earn less than all the computer science engineers? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So now comes that vital gap. What have you done? What have you invested in those 4 years? Regardless of the branch. Regardless of the branch. The current trends of society right now, greater number of jobs, maybe slightly higher paying jobs for AI or CSC, etc. It's a privilege that you think you have. But that depends on whether that privilege turns into reality. Because you have to invest your effort and time, and then you have to create those skills and competencies for yourself. Just a degree by itself from any university is not a demonstration that you've actually picked up all the things that IBM needs or Intel needs or Google needs or Tesla needs. They are going to grill you during the interview. Otherwise, why do they need interviews? They can just go by the ranks and your degree certificate and the CGPA. Why do they need interviews? Is after all your 4 years of work and writing all these exams, suppose you go to the interview and you don't fare well. Now just think about that situation. 4 years is not a short time. How many exams, how many subjects? It requires a lot of work. It requires a lot of sacrifice. Writing exams is not easy. So it requires all that. But after 4 years, if you're not prepared, think of how you would feel at that point. So that means your focus cannot stop during those 4 years. It has to be steadfast. That has to be a constant in your life. That consistent hard work and diligence and attentiveness and effort. That has to be a constant in your life. Then any field you take up, you're going to be successful with absolutely no hesitation at all. You'll be able to be successful. You'll be so confident. So going forward, recognize that you're privileged now to get into computer science, but that privilege can be turned into a benefit only if you put in the effort. All the people that are joining Amrita, they've come through AEEE. The exam is not easy. They've come through JEE. Exam is not easy. You've all been in the top 15, 20% or 30% or whatever in your classes. You've done well. But here's the kicker. Every year in Amrita, in every branch, we have people that have arrears. Again, last year, the year before, every year we have these people who have done extremely well in school. Without any hesitation, we can say that. So today, if I ask the parents, is there a possibility that your child will have an F grade in the next 4 years? What will the parents say? Absolutely not, because the child has been brilliant all through school. They've been in the top of the class. They've done well in AEEE, in JEE. But why then is data not reflecting it? It doesn't mean everybody is failing, obviously. But why should there be even a single failure? I mean, failure in the sense of an F grade. So that's where you can understand how important it is to have that constant. Consistent hard work, consistent attentiveness, consistent motivation, and consistent sighting of the goal that you have. So if you keep this in mind, I think you're going to have a wonderful journey ahead. This campus provides not just the facilities for the classroom education, it goes way beyond that. Now, I remember, this is the last thing and then I'll stop with this. So from the beginning when I joined Amrita, I've been involved. The university has trusted me with coordinating accreditation activities for the university. I can't tell you how many times I've received calls from journalists of magazines like Outlook and India Today and all that. And they have this peculiar thing of saying, hey, Mr. Sriram, we would like to award a ranking to Amrita University. And so we'd be happy to accord you the first rank in the country. And I was like, Outlook magazine and India Today, and how are they qualified and empowered to give ranking to a university? I'm just giving two names, okay, but there are many. And I'm just thinking, what is happening here? Is there any authenticity? Is there any authorization? Nothing. So somebody randomly decides, I'm going to give you. So then I was just curious. I said, oh, interesting. So what does it take for how do we proceed with this? And then it turns out the answer is very simple. Paise do. So then what is the value of this? So now we understand there are rankings and there are rankings. So today, if at all Amrita is able to hold its head high, it is by dint of sheer hard work. And it is because the ranking agencies that have ranked it are undoubtable. They are credible across the whole world. They've proved themselves. And by that rankings now Amrita is standing at #1 private university in the country. Nobody doubts it because they've held that standard. The university now has about 30,000 students, 10 campuses, over 2,000 faculty, offering 230 plus degree programs, all different streams, in a matter of 22 years since its inception. Think about the tremendous progress. Anybody can grow, but only a few can develop. Anybody can grow, but only a few can develop. Development requires qualitative expansion, not just quantitative. So Amrita has developed like anything. And that is because there is a sincerity in terms of its aspirations. What we do must benefit others. And when that circle of love expands, then automatically people in that circle feel good. So the university has its rankings, and you should understand that this happens because there's a tremendous importance given to the infrastructure and facilities and all this. Now, if that is there, and Amrita is not the only institution like that. There are good institutions in India. And with that, I hold my head high and I'm proud to say India is equally the land of opportunities. Equally the land of opportunities. The question is, are you ready to embrace it and take advantage of it? And that depends on you individually. So over the next few years, I hope that you'll rise to that challenge and invest your sincere effort and commitment to it. At the end of that 4 years, you'll find that you can really hold your head high because of the skills and competencies and knowledge that you've gained here, along with not just the education for a living, but education for life. Whenever we talk about higher education, you know that it's beyond +2, right? Higher education, HIGHER. That should not become higher, HIRE education. Higher education means you are just looking to get hired. That's not the intention for Amrita. Okay? Something should be higher. You should be raised as a person. You should be raised inside. That is the intention. And that's what Amrita is trying to do. Wishing you all the very best. Have a wonderful journey ahead. And thank you for your attention. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Sriram sir is one of my inspiration, actually. I always admire, I always learn lot of things from sir, actually. I have something to share from the heart, like whatever sir told about this constant and change. Like constant should be an anchor in life. If you say change, change is the only thing which is unchangeable. In that way, change also observed as a constant only. Thank you, sir. So I request all of you, like one thing sir told about, like the handwriting thing. Actually, our chief guest, sir, thank you for sharing this valuable information with us. Like that handwriting, like sir's handwriting was very good. Now it is not like that and all. I don't know, like when an MBBS graduate, when he in the first semester exam, his handwriting is good only. I don't know, after he practicing for decades, his handwriting, if he write paracetamol, we cannot understand whether it's a parrot or a phenol. But that handwriting is scribbling or not, it's saving a lot of life. I think the secret of change of handwriting is because Sriram sir in school, he secured his marks, so handwriting was very good. After that, he started saving students' life and he started saving institution. So that's why the handwriting became scribbling, I think so. Thank you for. A student can understand, no? And also, sir, one more thing he told about is accountability. I have to appreciate, like, sir bunked his Fortran class. In my limited experience and knowledge, no principal in this universe will confess, like, I bunked a class and that too in front of a sir like that. I'm really appreciating this quality we should learn, because responsibility and accountability are the two eyes of the leadership. Thank you, sir. We'll take it as a right example. And this Fortran is acronym of Fortran, you know, computer people know that formula translation. The Fortran class is actually Sriram sir's transformation, actually. So that's why become this. And finally, sir told about these three monkeys. Okay, speak no evil, see no evil, and hear no evil. And fourth monkey also told. So I want to extend it into fifth monkey. I'm telling no, when you are studying in school, that time the school teacher and school student relationship is like a human mother and infant child. The infant child doesn't know for why it is crying. It's a responsibility of a mother to understand why the child is crying. But if you come to the college, similarly, the responsibility is on 100% on the teacher, not on the student. If you come to the college, here you can see the mother monkey and the child monkey. Whenever an unfavorable situation happens, mother monkey will not think about where is my child. It's a responsibility of the child to come and hold the back of the mother. Similarly, we need to finish one big book in the semester. We'll not teaching, we'll lecturing and professing. It's a half responsibility for the student to follow that. I want you to remember the fifth monkey, then we can pass with the flying colors. You can clap, no? So, one last thing, actually. Sir told about where he completed his, what is completed as UG is chemical engineering, am I right? Masters. Where he completed his PhD, when Sri Vidya ma'am told about, have you? Again, pen is with me, sorry. Fantastic. Please. It's University of Iowa. So, Iowa State University. Actually, there is something. As a computer science people, we should know the birthplace of the first electronic computer. It is Iowa State University. And this Iowa State University is considered the birthplace of first electronic digital computer. You know the name of the computer is ABC. Where ABC is nothing but it's a epitome of a professor and student. A for Atasanov and B for Berry and C for computer. So the first computer is the product of a teacher and a student, a professor and his own student. So that's why we computer science students are always connected with teachers, and we are carrying the legacy of teachers. And in that institution, our beloved principal, Dr. Sriram Devanathan, completed his not single PhD students, dual PhD. And completing a single PhD itself, we are calling it's a philosophy of doctorate or permanent head damage. You can see inside and outside effect. But sir earned a dual PhD in both chemistry and statistics. It's a very, very rare combo. It shows his intellectual versatility and pursuit of knowledge. People who expertise in chemistry and statistics are very few. I'm not saying this. Chemical engineering and statistics are very few. It didn't say that, but statistics says this. I didn't say this. So thank you once again, sir. Thank you for your wonderful words. Let me call Ms. Pooja to give an introduction to our Gopal sir.
Thank you, Kumaran sir. Let me now take the privilege to briefly talk about one of the pillars of our institution, our beloved principal, School of Computing and School of AI, Dr. E.A. Gopalakrishnan, a name synonymous with excellence in artificial intelligence and complex systems. Dr. Gopalakrishnan leads two most dynamic schools of Amrita, that is Amrita School of AI and School of Computing. A proud alumnus of IIT Madras, where he earned his PhD, Dr. Gopalakrishnan has since carved an indelible mark in academia and research. His scholarly work has graced some of the most international journals, including Nature Scientific Reports, Journal of Fluid Mechanics, Chaos, Physical Review E, IEEE Transaction, Engineering Application of Artificial Intelligence, and Soft Computing. And speaking of impact, his deep learning based model for stock price prediction has just made waves, it has made history. Cited over 1,000 times globally, it continues to influence research and real world financial modeling to this day. But research is just one facet of his brilliance. Dr. Gopalakrishnan is also the architect of future ready education. He has played a pioneering role in designing some of the most Amrita sought after programs. The B.Tech in CSE AI, B.Tech in AI and data science, and the M.Tech in data science. These curricula are crafted not just for today's industry needs, but for tomorrow's possibilities. He has also been a forefront of securing major research grants from prestigious bodies like DST, DRDO, and ICMR, leading cutting-edge projects in AI for healthcare and AI for sustainable energy. Recognizing his authority and depth in the field, Department of Telecom, Government of India appointed him to a national working group for defining standards to assess the robustness of AI systems, a key step in ensuring responsible and ethical AI deployment. Dr. Gopalakrishna's research spans a wide canvas from AI and data-driven modeling to mathematical and complex systems. But his current mission is clear and compelling: to build trustworthy, robust, and ethical AI frameworks that can perform reliably in high-stakes, real-world applications. A passionate educator, an innovator, and a researcher, a humble visionary, Dr. Gopalakrishnan is not just shaping what we learn, he's shaping who we become as learners, creators, and future change makers. With utmost admiration and anticipation, let us welcome the person who leads the minds, inspires the mission, and us. Thank you.
Om Amriteshwari Namaha. My pranams at the sacred lotus feet of my Chancellor, my Sadguru, Mata Amritanandamayi Devi, whom we lovingly call as Amma. My salutations to our Chief Guest, Mr. Narahari, our Campus Director, Dr. Manoj, Principal School of Engineering, Dr. Sriram Devanathan, and my Vice Chairs, Dr. Nipun and Dr. Vinita. And I welcome all the proud parents and the students, and also I congratulate you for choosing Amrita, and further I congratulate you for choosing computer science. So I will start with a story. So the story that I want to start is not a, maybe we are reaching the lunch time almost, so the story is going to be related to that. Okay, so imagine that if any of you are new to Bangalore, then you know that Bangalore is famous for many food streets, right? So imagine that there is a food street like that. And this food street is primarily, let us say that it is a South Indian food street. Okay, so it is like a bias in the data. So that's why in my story I'm talking about South Indian food street. So those who are from the other part of the country should excuse me for this bias. So the South Indian food street has a dosha shop, an idli shop, a vada shop, and whatnot. What all South Indian foods are there. So South Indian is important here. Okay. So then what happens? There is also one corner shop there. So the first day, the revenue, or for the first month, let us say the revenue from the dosha shop is very high. All people are eating doshas. Then this guy in the corner shop is very happy. Of course, the idli shop guy is not happy. The dosha shop owner, of course, is very happy because it is his shop, it is getting revenue. Now in the second month, suddenly maybe they have started reading some cardiologist article saying that oil is unhealthy for your heart, you should eat more baked food. And then they started eating idlis. So the idli shop owner is becoming very happy now, and then still the corner shop guy is still very, very happy. Then the third month it goes on, the vada increases, sales increases. So every time when the sales of any shop is increasing, the guy in the corner shop is still very, very happy. So people are intrigued by this. So they are asking what is happening. So what is happening is this guy in the corner is actually selling the ingredients for all these shops. So no matter whether dosha sales increases, idli sales increases, vada sales increases, pongal sales increases, my revenue will always increase. So you people are like that corner shop guy, because you are selling the ingredient for what is happening or what development is happening in the current world. Let the electrical vehicles increase, let the manufacturing boom, let there be a semiconductor boom, let the movies and entertainment industries increase. For all that, what we are powering is the computing and computer science. So, and then how this computer science is, say, doing this, if you see how that development happens, if you see. Suppose if you are getting up, so some of you may have automated systems in your house. So there could be, as soon as you are getting up, or you are going to have in another 5 years. So if you are getting up, then your coffee machine is already preparing the coffee, the exact coffee that you want, whether it should be a strong coffee or a light coffee or with sugar, without sugar. So then if you are ordering something, suppose if you don't like the food at home, if you are going to order, then the first thing that you do is you go to some platform and order it. And how that platform works with the help of algorithms, data structures and databases built by a computer engineer. So if you take your one day from dawn to dusk, if you start counting what all things that you are using or what all facilities that you are availing, all that has a touch of a computer science person behind it. So people say that we all should respect farmers. So similarly, it's a time when the whole world is getting digitized and when the whole world is becoming more cyber physical. So we call these systems as cyber physical systems. So that increases the opportunity for you. So as Ms. Srividya was chanting a sloga in the beginning, so I am tempted to do so. So there is a sloga which says that Akashat padidam toyam yatha gacchadi sagaram sarva deva namaskaram keshavam pradigacchadi. So the literal translation is the rains that are ensuing, that or whatever that we are observing, all that rains finally end up in ocean. Like that, whatever the deity that you are giving namaskaras to or you are prostrating to, all those namaskarams or prostrations finally go to Lord Vishnu. So computing or computer science is like Lord Vishnu now. So no matter which industry is booming, so finally the one who is going to gain by that is the computer science engineer or computer science student. Now, if you take this, how this origin of computing, so our chief guest was talking about the constants that we need to have. So many of us think sometimes that computer science is a new branch. So sometimes it is also called as the new branch in engineering. Sometimes it is not even called as engineering because it is computer science. So that's why to ensure that we always say that it is computer science and engineering, so that we are sure that it is engineering. So, but if you think, what is the first origin of computer science? If you go back, so the origin of computer science is not somewhere 100 years, 200 years ago, etc. That is the first time when a caveman started searching for food. How he started the searching? He started using algorithms. How he started storing his food, how he started exploring the world around him. So all that is contributions or all those skills that we learned as a species. That is actually forming the basis of computer science, and those skills are similar to what our chief guest told. They are the constants which are skills to solve the problem, skills to critically evaluate a situation. So problem solving and critical thinking, these two are the fundamental aspects of computer science. And now if you see our own country, that is whether in our country whether there are contributions to this. So when Sriram sir was saying that the calculus, about the calculus, so if you see our own country, there are brilliant contributions from India itself. So you know that for computer science, the fundamental aspect of computer science is binary systems. So this binary systems is mentioned in one of the India's grammatical text or text dealing with Indian grammar, which is written in 2nd century BCE, which is not before computer era, it is before common era. Okay, so which is called as the Pingala's Chanda Shastra. So that is the first text mentioning in all over the world, first text mentioning about the binary system. And now if you go to the Indian mathematics, say there is a, you all must have solved an equation ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. So this equation's solution first appears again in India in Aryabhata's Aryabhatiya, and that algorithm is called as the Kutaka algorithm. And now again, if you go further, if it becomes a quadratic equation, there is another method which is called as the Chakravala method, which is again mentioned in the Bhaskaracharya's or the Bhaskara II's scriptures or whatever his text. Then very recently, like if you take the history of science, very recent advancement in Indian science, which is coming from the Kerala School of Astronomy, that is the Sangama Grama Madhava. So our chief guest was talking about the Q pi. So the pi in the Q pi. So you know that pi is a very interesting number. So first of it's a intriguing thing to actually measure the exact value of pi. Nowadays I don't know how many of us even understand that it is an intriguing problem to measure the exact value of pi. But measuring the exact value of pi is a very, very intriguing problem. And the one who contributed towards that as early as in the 14th century or 13th century is Sangama Grama Madhava, who comes from Kerala, the great Kerala School of Astronomy. So if you see the history of India or our pedigree, if you see, this computing, computer science and love for algorithms is there in our DNA. So it's no wonder that Professor Sriram well versed in Fortran in just 1 year, because I think it is so inherent to Indians to learn algorithms and coding, and that is the same reason why you see that many Indians are leading the world famous computer companies or computing companies. So why I use the computing company is very, there is a reason. And now all of us want to be like that. How do you end up there? How do you end up there is first and foremost, the most important aspect for any computer science student is mathematics. If you are good at mathematics, then you are going to be a great computer scientist. And if you are not ready to learn mathematics, then you are going to be a user of computer science. Because most often people are nowadays, they have started talking about what is known as vibe coding. And coding may become in natural language. That means it is no more you are going to sit before a computer, learn a language, learn a programming language and start coding. Instead of that, you are going to say that I have a data, I need to know what is going to happen to this data in your conversational, normal conversational English, or even not in English, sometimes in some vernacular medium. then what is going to happen is that the system, the generative AI which is powering it, will give you the code, will give you the result, will give you the analysis. So if you are not going to focus on how to build these systems in this upcoming 4 years, then it is going to be difficult. So as Professor Sriram pointed out very clearly, you have entered into a very important branch and you have enrolled yourself into a very, very leading institute in the country. But now the rest lies with you. So at this juncture, before I conclude, I will just tell 2 more points which is related to this, how it will help you to proceed further, which reminds me of our director's speech, which is about the importance of education for life, not only education for living. So that one thing what I am reminded is, like, there is a very famous story, many of you might have heard about that story, a pandit or a scholar. So nowadays you can consider that it can be your professor, or maybe you will consider it after 1 year when I finish the story. You may be thinking that the character what I am saying is going to be your professor, maybe after your first quiz or first midterm. So this scholar in the story is crossing the river Ganga, and there is one person who is helping him cross the river. There is a person who is rowing his boat. So it's a long journey. So the scholar, as usual, with his scholarly pride, is asking this person, have you had any chance of reading Mahabharata? Then this person told, never, I have not read Mahabharata in my life. Then the scholar Pandit immediately replied saying that, oh my God, you have lost 25% of your life. A life wherein somebody has not read about Mahabharata, it is you have wasted 25% of your life. Then again the journey continues, and the scholar again is asking, have you read Ramayana? Then again the answer is, no, I have not read Ramayana. Then again the Pandit's response is same. He says, alas, your 50% of your life is lost. Very bad. Then finally the boat is still in the middle of the Ganga. So then the third question Pandit is asking, have you ever read Bhagavata at least? Because it is not like Ramayana and Mahabharata, it is all stories. At least have you had chance? So nowadays if you want to translate, you can ask, have you at least seen B.R. Chopra's Mahabharata or Star Vijay's Mahabharata, at least if at all you have not read. Again this poor person who is rowing the boat is telling, no, I have never read, never seen. Then the Pandit says, 75% of your life is lost. At this point of time, enough is enough. The person who is rowing the boat is asking the Pandit, have you ever learned swimming? Then the Pandit says, no, I have not learned swimming because I was so busy reading Mahabharata, Ramayana, all this. Then the boatman or the one who is rowing the boat, he says, then your 100% of your life is going to be wasted because there is a hole in the boat and already the boat is going to sink. So I am going to jump and I am going to swim across. But whereas you are going to be stuck here forever. So this is the importance of education for life, because you may be too good at coding. You may be brilliant at answering data structures problem. You may be super duper in understanding the complexity or space-time complexity of an algorithm. But when it comes to working with your teammates, when it comes to solving a real problem, what we call now as the social intelligence for the 21st century job, because all those other skills that we are talking about, they can all be replaced by AI. Because if you train AI enough, now people are talking about AI is going to solve even complex mathematical problems. We are going to have complex mathematical problem means not complex as we think, because all those complexity AI will handle now. I am talking about proving theorems, proposing theorems, etc. That can be done by AI. But when it comes to social intelligence, interpersonal skills, that is one domain where our relevance as human beings is still valid and necessary. Now the second story I will tell you, with which I will conclude, is about an archer. That is, this is a Zen story. So an archer who is too good, expert, meets his master. It's like a school reunion. Then he says to this master that, I am very good. I know that I graduated from your institute, but nowadays you just look at me. My fame is so high. I am very, very famous, and I am the most, say, brilliant, most respected archer in this country. And the master says nothing. Master says it's fine. Then master takes him to a nearby bridge. So this bridge is a hanging bridge. So you know a hanging bridge which you might have seen in movies, when the hero is on one side of the bridge and the heroine is on the other side of the bridge, and they run each other, each string gets cut there by the villain. So like such a hanging bridge, the master takes this archer and he places the target on the other side of the bridge, and he is asking this archer, now you aim and then hit the target. Then he is not able to do that. So when your foundations are becoming shaky, then your abilities are going to be questionable. So there are two things. You cannot decide that always you will have an environment which will be very cozy, everything will behave very nicely with you. Your boss after 4 years when you are entering into any company, or your master's advisor will become very, very friendly with you. No, life will always have challenges for you. And how do you navigate? And that's where your choice of pursuing your degree in Amrita becomes all the more relevant, because you have a very, very unique chancellor. A unique chancellor in the sense you can meet the chancellor. No, in no other university you have this chance of going and meeting the chancellor and sharing your problems. So that is the first uniqueness. Second uniqueness is, inspired by her vision, our value systems foster, or our university fosters a value system which prepares you to face the challenges of life. So you will not only learn coding, you will not only learn algorithms, you will also learn meditation, you will also learn yoga, you will also be participating in so many cultural activities. And before I close, the very induction of the first years, you can see that we have different departments: computer science, AI, ECE, EEE, mechanical, chemistry, physics, mathematics, etc. But this induction program, we have entrusted with one department, which is called Amrita Darshanam, or the School of Spiritual Studies, because we know that where we should focus, that is our primary focus. So I pray to Amma that she should bless all of you to have a very fruitful and joyful journey here. Once again, I welcome all of you. Nam Shivaya.
Thank you, Gopal sir. Your words always reflect great wisdom and clarity, and your storytelling skills keeps us hooked and spellbounded and makes every message memorable. And from the food stall narration, so we computer science people, all our shops are in corner. We are very happy, but we are not cornered, because wherever we go, these three things are there. First is God's grace, second one is real world problems, and third one is application of computers. Wherever you go, these three things will be there. So definitely we'll be very happy. And sirs, I'm really admiring that storytelling skills, especially that keeps us engaged and inspired. Your vast experience and energetic presence are truly motivating, sir. Thank you so much for your powerful and precise vocabulary, sir. And I like your natural intelligence more than the artificial intelligence. And so I love sir's sense of humor. He's one of my role model too. Whatever I appreciate Gopal sir, it's like holding hand torch in front of hot sun. It's not going to be. So that's why, sir, thank you so much once again. And please give a big round of applause for our beloved principal, School of Computing and School of AI, Gopal sir. And this is a time for us to administer the pledge. So the next segment of today's program is to pledge. A pledge intended to foster a spirit of pride and responsibility in the course of your engineering studies, and eventually be responsible engineers and citizens. And for the same, may I invite our Principal, School of Engineering, Dr. Sriram Devanathan sir. Please sir, so please getting us to administer the pledge. I request all of you to stand, and we are waiting to get the pledge from the horse mouth, Dr. Sriram Devanathan.
So this is only for the students, so the parents may please remain seated. So for the students, I will be speaking the pledge a few words at a time. After each instance, you can repeat after me. And for this, I request you to raise your right arm in front of you, the way you have done it in school many years. Please repeat after me. May I freely and fully commit myself to my academic studies, my personal growth, and the noble values of this institution, Amrita, Vishwa, Vidyapeetham. I pledge wholeheartedly to apply myself to the mastery of the academic knowledge that I am about to receive and to seek within the self knowledge that brings true wisdom. I will strive to cultivate the enduring, sustaining qualities like humility and compassion that develop mature judgment and discrimination. May the application of knowledge expressed through all my actions always reflect honor upon myself, my family, this institution, and my country. This pledge I take freely before this assembly, the supreme witness within, and our founder, Holy Mother, Mata Amritanandamayi Devi, who has blessed and offered this institution for the benefit of humanity. Thank you. You may now be seated.
Thank you, sir. On behalf of everyone in Amrita family, as a token of appreciation, gratitude, and goodwill, may I now request our director to present a memento to our chief guest, Mr. Narahari. I request Dr. Sriram and Dr. Gopal Krishnan to please join. Once again, thank you to our chief guest, Mr. Narahari, for making his time and giving a very good, advice to our students. And we all know any program is incomplete without acknowledging the minds, hearts, and hands of each and every individual whose sincere effort has shown light in the form of this program. And to formally thank everyone, I invite Orientation Program Coordinator, Dr. Manish Ranjan Walvekar.
Namaskar. As introduced, I am Dr. Manish Walvekar, chairperson of what Gopal sir mentioned, the department Amrita Darshanam, the department that holds aloft the torch of the Indian knowledge system, IKS, at our university. I also stand before you wearing another cap as the campus lead for the inauguration and program commencement and the upcoming induction program of this remarkable academic journey. As we draw the curtains of the inaugural ceremony for the 2025 B.Tech CSC batch, it is my privilege and joy to deliver the vote of thanks and offering of gratitude to all who made this occasion luminous. First and foremost, my deepest pranams at the lotus feet of our beloved Chancellor, Amma, whose grace flows through every movement of this event. If I may borrow the words from language of grammar, she is the karta, doer, karma, object, and kriyapada, verb, of this entire institute. We are merely instruments of her will, moved by her compassion and guided by her vision. To our esteemed chief guest, Mr. T.R. Narahari, sir, thank you so much for your address. That wasn't just a lecture, but a stirring journey. Your name is Narahari. The word is Hari. In Sanskrit, the word Hari has three meanings: monkey, lion, and Vishnu. You might get surprised why one word is used for all three entities. Because the root is Ru, means what? To snatch. Vishnu is called as Hari because he snatches our sins, papas. Lion is called as Hari because he snatches our life. Monkey is called as Hari. When you go to a mountain area, you know what a monkey snatches. So, sir, today your name also carries the word Hari. Thank you for snatching, and he's also going to hold some conversations, interaction with our research members. Thank you so much for snatching the ignorance and guiding us by your wisdom. Thank you so much, sir. To our esteemed director, principals, Swamijis, HODs, and vice chairs, your steadfast leadership continues to illuminate our path. This event bears the imprint of your vision and commitment to nurturing excellence. To the committee members and volunteers, thank you for your silent strength and tireless efforts. The seamless execution of this program is a testament to your sincerity and planning. To our newest members, what Shri Vidya Madam mentioned as the babies of Amrita, welcome home. This is not just an academic beginning, it is the first chapter of a transformative journey. May you carry the fire of inquiry, the patience of learning, and humility of wisdom. To the parents, thank you. Thank you very much for entrusting us with your children. Your faith is the foundation on which we build their future. Now in closing, I usually use the words of Jagat Guru Sri Adi Shankaracharya to invoke the Guru Tattva. But as our chief guest and principal, sir, they both belong to Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Ramakrishna Mission Schools. I just want to take them back to their alma mater once again by invoking Guru Tattva in the words of Swami Vivekananda. He composed an enthralling arati for Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Khandana Bhavabandana Jagavandana Vandito Mai. Let us conclude this event in the words of Swami Vivekananda. Namo Namo Prabhu Vakya Manatita Mano Vachanaikadhara Jyotira Jyoti Ujala Rudikandara Tumi Tamo Bhanjanahara Dhai 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 Langa Ranga Bhanga Baje Anga Sanga Mridanga Gai Che Chanda Bhakata Vrunda Arati Tomar Jaya Jaya Arati Tomar Har Har Arati Tomar Shiva Shiva Arati Tomar. To that Guru, the embodiment of knowledge shining through the Guru, we bow in reverence. Thank you, one and all. May this be the beginning of something truly extraordinary. Namah Shivaya. Thank you so much.
The best attitude is the gratitude. As we come to the conclusion of our orientation program for the B.Tech CSC, I want to extend my heartfelt thank you to all our esteemed speakers, faculty members, and most importantly, our enthusiastic students. More exciting, learning, and engaging activities awaits you. It's a time to respect the nation. When national animal enter the place, we should not stand but move. But when national anthem plays, we should not move but stand. We shall all rise for the national anthem.
Janagana Mana Adhinayaka Jaya He Bharat Bhagya Vidhata पञ्जाब सिन्ध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल वङ्गा विन्ध्य हिमाचल यमुना गङ्गा उच्चल जलधि तरङ्गा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Please be seated. I request all the students and parents to be waited here. There are some important instructions.